Hey everyone, welcome back to the Confidence Lab. We are in Lab 2 and we're working on building social confidence and overcoming anxiety and fear of judgment. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt like everyone was staring at you? Or maybe you've spent hours replaying a conversation in your head, analyzing every word you said, wondering if you sounded weird? If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Social anxiety makes us believe that we're under a microscope, but the truth is we're not. Today, we're going to break free from that fear and stop overanalyzing every little thing we say and train our brains to focus on connection instead of self doubt. By the end of this lab, you'll have real strategies to start feeling more confident in social settings, even if it's just one tiny step at a time. So, we're going to do a mind shift. Social anxiety tricks your brain into believing that every little mistake is a disaster, that people are constantly judging you. But here's the truth: most of the time, people are too focused on themselves to be analyzing you as much as you think. So, in this lab, we're tackling that social anxiety and overthinking head on. We're going to learn these things: why your brain assumes the worst in social situations and how to break out of that loop, how to stop overanalyzing every word you say, and the mindset shift that makes socializing easier, like focusing on connection instead of fear. And then small daily habits that naturally build confidence over time. So, right now, socializing might feel overwhelming or even exhausting, but confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you build through practice. So, by the end of this lab, you'll have real tools to handle social situations with less anxiety and more ease. So let's get started and build your confidence. So, first thing I want to talk about are understanding anxiety loops. Your brain can see social situations as dangerous when they're actually not. But here's the thing: your brain is misinterpreting the situation. Most of the time, the worst case scenario you're imagining isn't real, and you assume everyone is thinking about how awkward I am. If I say the wrong thing, they'll think I'm weird. I have to be perfect. People won't like me. But let's flip this. Have you ever actually spent time thinking about someone else's awkward moment for hours? Probably not. That's because people are way more focused on themselves than judging you. And that means you have way more freedom than you think. So the reality check is people focus more on themselves than on you. So let's do a quick exercise. We're going to do a reality check again. Let's challenge those anxious thoughts right now. First, I want you to think about the last time you felt self conscious in a social situation. What was the thought running through your mind? So think about that for a second. Now, I want you to ask yourself, was that thought 100% true? Probably not. What's a more realistic way to look at it? So, these are some example thought reframes. One, everyone thinks I'm awkward. Actually, most people are focused on themselves, not on me. The other thought could be, "Ugh, I have to be interesting all the time." But the reframe is, conversations are a two-way street and it's not all on me, right? Here's how to stop overanalyzing everything you say. Because overanalyzing makes social situations feel way worse than they actually are. Have you ever thought, why did I say that? And then replay the moment in your head 100 times? I've certainly done that. Here's the truth: nobody remembers your words as much as you do. But when you overanalyze, it makes social situations feel terrifying. And it doesn't need to be that way. So here's three little confidence hacks that you can use to stop overanalyzing. The first one is the 3-second rule. After you say something, don't replay it more than 3 seconds. You're going to move on and shift your focus to the next moment instead of looking back. And if you need to, you might need to kind of count in your head and go 1, 2, 3, and just stop. It'll help. The other one is the 90-10 rule. 90% of the time, people aren't even thinking about what you said. The other 10%, they either forgot it already or didn't take it the way that you feared they did. The last one is switch the camera. Instead of being main character in every interaction, try shifting your focus outward. Be curious about the other person instead of overanalyzing yourself. So we're going to shift the focus from fear to connection. So again, let's challenge one of those anxious thoughts right now. One of the biggest reasons social anxiety feels overwhelming is because it tricks you into making everything about yourself, right? So instead of focusing on how do I sound, try focusing on how can I make this person feel comfortable? Instead of do they like me, you can think what do I find interesting about them? Instead of I have to impress them, think how can I connect with them? So connection matters way more than perfection. The other person wants to connect with you. They're not sitting there thinking about all the things that you're saying or analyzing. They just want to connect with you. So nobody needs to be perfect. You just need to be present in the situation. Here are some confident boosters that are small habits that make a big difference. Confidence isn't something you're born with, it's something you practice. So I want you to remember that. First one is micro wins. Set a tiny goal each day. For example, make eye contact with one person and say, hey, maybe to a classmate. Small wins build momentum. Power posture. Stand tall, shoulders back. Your body sends signals to your brain, and if you look confident, you start to feel confident. Talk to yourself like a friend. This is an important one. If your friend made a small mistake, would you criticize them? No. So don't do it to yourself. Practice self kindness. And then finally, expose yourself to small challenges. The more you face social situations, the easier they become. So start with tiny steps and build up gradually. Okay, here's your wrap up. These are your challenges for this week. You can go and get challenges on the website elevatesocialskills.com. So let's go through them. I just want you to remember the confidence is built through action, not just thought. The more you practice, the more natural it'll feel. This week, I want you to focus on small steps towards confidence. So the guides that you can find in your challenge packet are Social Anxiety Reframing Guide. You're going to challenge one negative thought per day. Confidence Builder Challenges, complete one small social action a day. Mini exposure exercises. Take tiny steps outside your comfort zone. And personalized confidence plan. Map out what confidence looks like to you. These are all little mini things that you can do. I do have a reflection question for you. What's one small thing you can do this week to shift from fear to connection with others? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. So I believe in you. Let's go build that confidence. You've got this. You can do it. See you next time.